Kaashvi, our story today is based on this book. How many ice creams? One or two? Now, this looks like a simple question. The choice only given is how many ice creams? One or two, not as many as you want. And if one is greedy, the way most of us are, at least sometime or the other, one would say, I want two rather than one.
Yes.
But this question is takes a different turn altogether in this story. And let's see what the story is about. Uh, There was a boy whose name was Raghav. He got from his mother every day 10 rupees to buy an ice cream. And one day he told his mother that today, please give me 20 rupees so that I can buy a choco bar instead of the orange bar that he usually bought. Today he wanted to buy a choco bar, and so he asked his mother for 20 rupees instead of 10. His mother gave him 20 rupees. When he reached the ice cream vendor, he found that there was another boy, quite obvious that the boy was rather poor. He was in shabby clothes. Now, this boy was about his own age, that is Raghav's age. And Raghav could see that this boy is looking at the ice cream vendor with an expression that from which Raghav could easily make out that this boy also wanted an ice cream but didn't have the money for it. He was standing at a little distance from the booth, the ice cream booth, so that he does not annoy the salesman. Now, let's call this boy Ramu. Raghav approached the salesman. As he did so, he also looked back, and at the same time, he tried to hide that he was looking back. Looking back at whom?
Ramu.
Ramu. So he tried to hide that he was looking at him. Uh, Raghav could sense that he's going towards the salesman, probably quickened Ramu's desire for an ice cream. Now, something crossed Raghav's mind at once. He thought that today I have 20 rupees instead of 10. If I buy two ice creams of the same type that I buy every day, the same orange bar, then today I'll be able to buy
Two ice cream.
two instead of one. Now, suppose you were in place of Raghav, how many ice creams would you buy?
Two. So that I could give one to Ramu.
Okay. But you can think over it again. After all, it's your money. You can spend it the way you like. Are you sure you would buy two ice creams?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you one more question. Uh, you had come with the idea that you buy a choco bar. Now, if you and still get an orange bar today, uh, will you not feel bad?
I will for some time, but again I will feel happy that I shared and bought one ice cream for Ramu also.
So it means it will be sort of mixed feelings. And while you may feel a little sorry that you couldn't get the choco bar, but you'll on the whole be still quite happy that you could share an ice cream with Ramu.
Yes.
Now, now let me ask you one more question. Suppose one orange bar gives 1 unit of happiness. Now, every day you buy one orange bar. This day also you bought one orange bar. So, if one orange bar gives 1 unit of happiness, one possibility is that today also you'll get 1 unit of happiness. But this day is a little different from usual. And therefore, there is a possibility that the happiness that you get today could be less than 1 unit or it could be more than 1 unit. So, it's like an MCQ, multiple choice question.
Yes.
You'll get the same amount of happiness as you get every day from an orange bar, that is 1 unit, or will it be less than 1 unit or more than 1 unit?
I feel it will be more than 1 unit as we have also shared with Ramu.
Very good. So, in fact, you had already answered this question, but I wanted to sort of bring it out again from you more clearly. So, you'll be more happy because you shared one ice cream with Ramu.
Yes.
Now, one last question. Suppose, I mean, you would not do it, but suppose you had bought just the chocobar and walked away from there. How would you have felt?
Guilty. I would
Guilty
have
for?
felt guilty that if I could have bought 2 orange bars that I could have made another person happy.
So you would feel guilty that you missed an opportunity to make somebody else happy.
Yes.
Now let's see what Raghav did. He also bought two ice creams and gave one to Ramu. He did not wait for Ramu to say thank you. Ramu's eyes were enough to tell him that Ramu was really happy and grateful. Then, Raghav started walking home slowly. Of course, he stopped near a dustbin, unwrapped the orange bar that he had bought, and then continued to walk home as he had the ice cream. Now, as he was walking home, he started thinking, why does the ice cream taste better today? So, as you said, that the ice cream would in fact taste better than usual. So, Raghav also felt the same. He also felt that the ice cream was tasting better today than on the other days. And he knew it was because he had given one to
Ramu.
Ramu. But then he thought that, but I missed the chocobar. How would chocobar have tasted? That made him feel a little curious, if not sad. Then he was happy that today's orange bar is actually tasting better than usual. Probably is better, tasting better than even chocobar would have. But then he had another thought. Supposing that boy comes and stands near that ice cream vendor every day, then Raghav thought, I'll not be able to give him an ice cream every day. Then he started thinking, what would his mother say? What would she say when I tell her what I did? Will she give me more money on any other day for the chocobar again? Then he thought there are so many poor children in the world who can't get ice creams, but I can't buy ice creams for all of them. It's sad, but I can't help it. Then he thought, why didn't I think of all this before I bought two orange bars? And then at once he said, thank God I didn't, because then I might have felt so guilty eating the chocobar alone. And then he came to the conclusion, now it's all settled. All these thoughts are leading me nowhere. I did what was the right thing to do, and that's the end. When Raghav reached home, his mother asked him, how did you like the chocobar today? Raghav replied, I ended up eating something that tasted even much better than chocobar. And then, in one breath, he told his mother quickly all that had happened that evening. His mother said, good boy, I'm so lucky to have a son like you. Tomorrow I'll give you 40 rupees so that you can buy two chocobars and give one to that boy if he's there. This story is dedicated to Pranav, uh, who was a student at the Mothers International School, but then he left this world rather prematurely before he was a teenager. And he was a very good boy. His mother has shared that although he himself could not have ice creams for a few years before he left this world, he had an illness which did not let him have ice creams because he couldn't eat normally. He ate through a tube, so he couldn't have ice creams himself. But his mother, Priya, has shared that although he couldn't have ice creams, he always wanted to give ice creams to his friends and sometimes wanted his mother on special days to bring ice creams for his friends.